I said it. Yeah, wherever side you want to sit on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's going on, Olivia? How are you, man?
Appreciate it.
Happy to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of
Really
course,
appreciate
man. Of course. This is exciting. This is first time we're going international here. So I have welcome on a very special guest. He is Olivier Jean-Charles. He is the assistant coach of Orangeville Prep up in Ontario, Canada. What's going on? How are you?
It's amazing. Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed my time in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I've never been to Rhode Island, so I've enjoyed my time.
Yeah, exactly. So you're in Rhode Island for the Nationals Prep School Invitational.
Yeah.
What's been the experience just being a part of that and being here in Rhode Island?
It's been great. Just not having the opportunity to be out there and compete for so long before. This is actually like our first full season in Canada when the pandemic had hit.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't played in over 18 months.
Oh, wow.
So this is almost like our first year. So just us being able to have the ability to go out and compete and meet with coaches and see, because at the end of the day, you guys never stopped.
Yeah.
In the US, you guys never stopped, right? So just getting back with people that have been in the flow of things, it's been amazing.
That's awesome. So it's got to be cool. So what was your first game? I know you guys played IMG in your first game, and then yesterday, who'd you play yesterday? I forgot on Friday.
So yesterday we played a prep school from Sweden, but we also played Mount Zion.
Oh, okay.
Mount Zion
oh,
Academy.
wow. Yeah. So what was the experiences of playing those teams? And
it was cool to get a different feel.
Yeah.
Because up in our league, we play a lot of Ontario teams. Just coming out here, the style is different. You play against two teams. You play against a team from Europe, and then you go and play against a team from the US. It's just being able to see the different styles and knowing that you guys have to adapt, and then just seeing that basketball all over is change,
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy. So I was gonna say the styles and everything must be different. So what's I have to know what's our style, the US style compared to the European style. What would you say, or Mount Zion style?
Yeah, so what I've noticed is each state almost has their own style. Each region almost have their own style.
Yeah.
If we play against teams from Cali teams are more flashy.
Yeah.
They again
Showtime.
We were talking about it.
Yeah,
we were talking about it because they never actually stopped playing because of the weather, right?
Yeah.
And then we talked about it where teams from Texas, just the fact that they have football is so big down there. It's kind of more a rough style. We're trying to go to the basket in town, right? Because most of these guys are dual athletes, right? So just different regions have different styles. So
it's got to be cool to make the adjustments and see all that different styles and everything like that. But I want to hop into more of how did you end up at Orangeville Prep? What's been the experience like? Because you guys are a very well-known school up there. I mean, 3-time national champions. What's it been like?
It's been amazing. Just me being my first year and being thrown right away in the fire, it's been amazing. How I ended up there. So when the pandemic hit, basketball stopped. I was still living in Montreal. I'm originally from Montreal.
Yeah.
In Montreal, Quebec, in Canada.
Yeah.
So when the pandemic hit, the whole country stopped playing. So now you have to find another way for you to kind of interact, for you to stay engaged basketball-wise and stuff like that. I never would have thought that I was going to be able to pursue a career in coaching living in Montreal.
Mm.
Because over there, we don't have that many resources per se, right? So a lot of people that want to do sports, if they come from Montreal, they don't necessarily have the structure for them to be able to thrive.
Yeah.
So you look at it in Montreal, we got guys like Lou Dort from Montreal.
Yeah.
Chris Boucher is from Montreal as well.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a way to do it, but you have to have the proper resources, the proper structure for you to be able to thrive.
Yeah.
So when the pandemic hit, man, I love basketball so much. I'm a basketball junkie.
Yeah.
So I ended up making videos in my apartment.
Okay.
Just breaking down film and stuff like that. I had to find ways to just stay attached to the game.
Yeah.
And then at one point I said, you know what, let me start sending this out. And if you're in Canada, you know about Orangeville. So I sent a lot of videos out, sent it to a couple of people at Orangeville. And then sometime in January, I got a call from my head coach, Tony McIntyre.
Yeah.
Who's been amazing to me. And he told me, hey, I might have an opening for you. Got the call in January, February. I still have my apartment. I moved out February, and I had to do back and forth to finish off the move. So
Oh, wow.
that's pretty much how,
Yeah.
in the nutshell, that's pretty much how it went.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. So what was the transition to, making that transition to coach at Orangeville Prep? You're working with some great players. I mean, we talked about it off there. Some of your kids are getting recruited at big major schools like UCF. And like, so what's it been like for yourself just to, now you're stepping into this role, you're working with these great athletes, these great players. What's it like for you?
It's been eye-opening. Like, I thought I knew basketball until I got there.
Yeah.
And then I had to relearn a lot of stuff. The biggest thing that I could say that has been really helpful to me was that I have to own what it is that I am teaching these players.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand that what you tell them at this level right now, it is something that they're going to carry forward for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
When you're not really dealing with elite athletes, I know a lot of coaches that have gone to the habit of winging stuff. Can't really fool these athletes right now.
Yeah.
They're so big.
Yeah, their talent levels unbelievable. Yeah, they're no.
So even me, I had to go into it with a mindset of I have to learn. I'm trying to get to the level that, like, my goal eventually is to become a D1 assistant coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Or D1 head coach eventually, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to go into this situation like where these guys are trying to go, I have to get there too.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have to work on myself every single day.
Wow.
And that's the approach that every day I have to do something to get better. Even though I'm not necessarily putting up jump shots or hitting the weight room just to be able to bang on the court.
Yeah.
I got to do something to stimulate me to really get to the level that I want to get to.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And especially for you, like I think you put it in the best perspective of like, this is your goal too, to get to Division I as well. And like these guys are going to Division I. So I think having the same mindset as your players as well and helping them and reteaching yourself like the game, like you mentioned, I think it's an absolute like great formula for great things to come up for you down the line. But I want to know too as well, like how did you get into coaching? Where did it all start to like lead up to this area?
Man, so I played basketball. I played basketball in Canada. So after my years of prep, I realized I was not even going to be able to pursue a career full time in basketball, right? Yeah. So, it's kind of hard, when you've been a player for all your life, just to decide. It's always like there's always this mentality, like when you're done playing, it's like you don't want to right away jump into coaching yet. Yeah. Because as players, depending on the situation that you have, it's always like there's players and then there's coaches. Like you don't really see how you can make that transition. Yeah, yeah. So just when I was able to accept that I was not going to be able to move on forward, I played at Vanier College in Canada, in Montreal, Quebec. And when I was able to understand that I was not going to be able to get to that level, just timing is so funny where I got a phone call from a program and they said, "Hey, do you guys want to coach? Do you know somebody who wants to coach grade 5, grade 6 basketball?" I said, "You know what? I think I know basketball. I think I could do it." Yeah, yeah. So hopped into it and never looked back since. That's crazy. Yeah. Like what has been your experiences of just being a coach? Like taking that step back as a player and then become a teacher and like what has been those experiences been like? Okay. So I was never like the most athletically gifted or whatever. So I always had to work for what it is that what I needed. Yeah, yeah. So that gave me a better perspective on how I can teach players how it is for them to be able to get to where they want to go. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So a lot of the times when players are super skilled, when you ask them questions about how they get from a certain point, when you ask them questions about the game, they don't necessarily have an answer for you because it comes so natural. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. For me, I had to work. Yeah. So the process of getting to certain thing and getting the results, I am more in tune with that because I've lived it myself.
Yeah.
So my goal when I coach, and this is kind of like part of my philosophy, is I never want a kid or player, a team, a pro to get stuck and not have the opportunities that they want based on my past experience.
Yeah.
So because I was never able to get to that level, I make sure that I work on myself to be able to give those players the tools for them to be able to get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
So if you come to me, I will give you 100% of everything that I have, because I want you to get to where you eventually want to be able to, your goals that you eventually want to be able to.
Yeah, that's a good outlook to have. I mean, and like you said, you're not winging it,
Mhm.
and then like you have to understand. And I think it's a great point too, because some of these kids are just so athletic, and they get
Yeah.
to the spots that
Yeah.
they don't even realize that
Yeah.
they could easily get there, and then like
Yeah.
to point them out and to break it
Mhm.
down and everything. To
Yeah.
be that teacher and take some of your perspectives and bring that in.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
outlook.
And that's why that's why it's hard for a lot of, like, you wonder why the great players don't, a lot of times they don't go straight into coaching.
Yeah.
And kind of like things like that. It's not everybody that could do it.
Yeah.
You know, because like that teaching component, sometimes you have to have gone through it. It just makes you like a better teacher.
Yes, exactly.
know?
Yeah, exactly. And then I think that was the biggest thing I realized when I got into coaching, is transitioning into
Mhm.
from a player to coaching. It's like, all right, now I'm a teacher, and can't tell this kid that like you can just do it. It's
You
like,
just do it, yeah.
You have to like be like, oh no, you have to shift your body this way, or like you have to like. It is a learning like thing, to, like switching to coaching. from
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
It's a huge thing. I think that we don't have that enough. So
Mhm.
it's cool. So it's really cool that you've been able to transition, and now you're at Orangeville Prep and all the crazy things. I mean, tell us more about Orangeville Prep. What it's like for you guys. What's the schedule like? How is it different from here to like, in Canada?
Our schedule is bananas.
Yeah.
Our schedule is bananas. We play a lot of games.
Yeah.
We play we'll play 60 games in a season.
What are you guys on the NBA schedule?
Yeah, we're basically on an NBA schedule.
Oh my God.
So we actually have 18 to 22 league games. We'll have 18 to 22 league games. Depending on the season, depending on how many teams are in our league and the schedule, how it allows us and things like that. But then we'll also play in sessions in the US, right?
Yeah.
We also compete in the grand session. So we're in the US a lot.
Oh wow.
We had 2 sessions in Phoenix beginning of this year. We went to Mississippi. We played in South Carolina. Now we're here in Rhode Island.
Wow.
We're going to Denver end of the month.
Wow.
So we're all over the place.
That's great.
So where you're looking at easily 60 games, and just the experience has been nuts.
Yeah.
Has been. Listen, you can't really prepare for something like this. You really have to go through it to really understand it.
Yeah.
Like you could hear about it,
Yeah.
but you really have to go through it. Even for me, like as a coach, I've never had a situation like that.
Yeah.
I've never had a situation like that, so I have to adapt on the fly as well. So just in terms of the experience, it's been great.
That's awesome.
It's been great, and looking forward for more.
Yeah.
Looking forward for more.
That's crazy. So you guys are traveling a lot. I mean, what's it like to be on the road and like see these different places in the United States? I feel like you see more of the United States than I have.
Yeah. No, we travel a lot. It's amazing to see all the different cultures, the different regions. Some places got the nice weather, so that's pretty cool too. Because it snows a lot in Canada. So when you get away, you get a little bit of sun. It feels amazing. So it's been great. It's been great. I love traveling. I love meeting new people. So for me, it works.
Yeah. It's crazy how we met. Because it was through social media, and then you reached out to me and said you're coming to Rhode Island, and I was like, let's do it. Let's make this happen.
Let's do it. Social media has opened up like this whole. It's made it easier for us to connect with people, and that's how we got connected.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how things work out like that. But also, I still want to know about Orangeville Prep, because you guys have had some great players out of there. So like, tell us the players that come out of there, because you talked to me about off there. I didn't even realize.
Yeah. So Orangeville is pretty. It's pretty known, like in Canada. Like I said before, we had players like Jamal Murray came out, Thon Maker, Lou Dort, just to name a few. Iggy, Ignas Brazilskis.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, he plays for the Orlando Magic
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, so we've had like players
Yeah,
come
you
out
guys
of
had
there.
some great
So
players.
it's well known. It's
Yeah.
well known in the community as well.
Yeah.
So is there any other things about it that you wanted to know? Like, is it
No, I
more-
just want to like hear because like I think getting for the people to know that like what the players are coming out of there because I didn't know Jamal Murray came out of one.
Oh yeah.
And like those guys and like I also want to know too because Canada, I feel like there's been a rise of great Canadian basketball players starting to come into the NBA and we're starting to see a lot of the guys. What do you think that is? Because I'm kind of curious. Like, is it because of it sports grown nationally, or is it just like more resources? What do you think it's been like?
I think a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think just the growth of the sport in general. The Raptors definitely helped a lot. Winning the championship, that definitely helped. But even before that, we've always been underdogs.
Yeah.
You know, and then us being able to have a platform, us being able to have resources, like you said, ultimately what that has done is that has allowed us to showcase talent that we've a lot of times we've always had, right? So you're looking at Toronto and Montreal are like producing like a high rate of elite athletes right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those are the main spots right now that are producing.
It's awesome to see. I mean, like it's great for the game of basketball and obviously great for the country of Canada to have these players come out of there. I mean, you have RJ Barrett, Jamal Murray, like guys like you know we just spoke about. So it's got to be really cool to see those guys thrive and be on a higher level on the national stage. Yeah,
it's amazing. And like you said, like just us being able to see it, think about the effect that it has on the younger generation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you see, you believe.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. Like a lot of the times, like you don't necessarily are able to think of, you're not able to push yourself to get to where you want to go. A lot of times because like it's never been done before.
Yeah.
But now the more that has been done, it's going to happen more and more and more. It becomes a norm after that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And like we spoke about the players out of your program, the guys that you have now that are coming out of your program are being recruited to Division I here in the United States and, you know, locally, like starting to get bigger. And so that's got to be cool for you guys to see the players that you're working with to move on to the next level and get those looks and stuff like that.
I get like I really think like that's my purpose in life. Like I just get such a thrill of just helping somebody get to where they want to go. Like, I don't know, there's nothing that makes me happier.
Yeah.
So that's why like coaching is like, it's really what I wanted to do. I never thought that I was going to be able to be a full-time coach, but the thrill and just the joy that I get to see somebody that I impacted and helping them get to where they want to go. Like for me, like that feeling is unmatched.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't think I would get as much of a joy of if it was me going to those high places. It's a weird feeling, but I it's hard to explain. Like I just me having impacted a player and seeing them go, I'm more happy that I helped them get to that point than if it was me getting to that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you get like joy. It feels you like
I like seeing people win.
It feels you up to see like these young men that you're working with and mentoring and coaching and seeing them be successful and hopefully to continue to be successful outside of, you know, when they leave Orangeville Prep and they go different places. And like obviously I feel like basketball, any team or anything like that, like especially what you guys are going through traveling and everything, I feel like that you guys are probably a big family. Like you guys all like care about each other. I mean, I see it on your social media and stuff that you guys post.
man. Very close to the guys. We basically live with them. So our schedule up in Orangeville is very like an everyday schedule. We'll wake up like at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
We have a 6:30 lift.
Yeah.
So we have a split between 6:30 to 7:30. We have a lift, and then 7:30 to 8, we have an on court. So it's actually 6:30 to 7:15 if we have 45-minute splits.
Yeah.
So we'll split into 2 groups, and then we'll switch halfway. So you have a lift, you have an on court, and then you got breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And then you got school, You know, because you got to hit the books.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you got to make sure the kids hit the books.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit the
It's the
books.
most important thing. Grades are an important thing.
Got to
Yeah.
make sure you hit the books.
Yeah.
After that, we have lunch, and then the second half of school, and then we practice from 3 to 5. And after we have dinner at 6.
Oh, wow.
6 to 7, right? So dinner, and then basically you chill, and then you kind of have to go to bed early because you got to get ready for the next day, and then
Yeah.
it's like it's a repeat.
It's like honestly, like that's like a college level
Repeat.
schedule. Yeah.
And the schedule is something that I think not a lot of people talk about
Yeah.
because like I think like that's what really gets you good. If you're a young player out there and you don't have a routine, it's going to be very hard for you to have success.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the times, like you think, and we talked about winging stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you think like you could just get into an environment. Hey, when I get to basketball practice, I'm going to become better. That is not the case.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do stuff to get ready for practice because practice, like your preparation has to be like on point. And the players that I've seen that had the most success are those that stick to that routine. One of the mistakes that I did as a player was that I never really did extra work. I thought that just by going to practices was going to get me to where I wanted to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's play in the numbers wise. In a team practice, maybe we'll get 40, maybe 70 shots individually. But if you go by yourself to the gym, you go for an hour, right? Let's say a team practice is 2 hours. You get 2 hours, you'll get 70 shots, 40 to 70 shots maybe.
Yeah.
Right? If you go to the gym by yourself in the 1 hour, what you could easily get 100, close to 100 makes easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the reps is what I wish people actually paid attention to, because the more you actually practice, the better you're gonna go. There's no other formula.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about repetition. And because it makes perfect. Like, practice makes perfect. And repetition. I think you're right too. Like having a schedule. I don't think kids like you. This is probably the first time someone brought it up. Like having a routine and like being that makes you successful.
Even for me as a coach, like being on that routine like all the time has made me better.
Yeah.
Like just being able to recognize patterns that I see on the court, right? Different ball screen coverages, like the game is in slow motion now.
Yeah.
It's a combination of being on the routine and having played so many games, right?
Yeah.
I just see things happen, just understanding how players interact on and off the court, how that translates, how they talk on and off the court, how that translates to on the court. Like the routine is what's going to be able to make you get to where you want to go. Because what people have to realize is that if you are inconsistent in your behaviors, and it's funny, I'm reading Atomic Habits right now. It's a great book. Great book. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Great book. Teaches you about how every day there's different things that you can do, and just being able to change certain little habits in your life.
Yeah.
They end up help you become the identity that you want.
Yeah.
If you want to be a pro, act like a pro.
Yeah.
Understand that on that pro schedule, it's not like we just go team practice and then we become better.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you're not consistent in your behaviors, inconsistent behaviors, your game is going to be inconsistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be consistent in what you want to go. And a lot of times, like I see it happen where players will go into games and not get the results that they want.
Yeah.
And then they'll get frustrated. Well, the reality is if you owned your confidence in those routines, you would not falter. You would not get into your head as much.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good point. I mean, having a routine and it helps you be more successful and see things. And it's extremely, I mean, it's important. And I think that's the first time on the show someone has brought up a routine and having that routine.
And that is not just in basketball. That is everything in life.
It's life. Yeah.
Everything in life. If you want, whether it's in music, whether it's in anything, like you have to have a routine. You have to.
Yeah, it's like college, preparatory college and everything like that. I wasn't ready when I first stepped into college because I didn't have a very good routine, and I never studied in high school because I didn't need to. Then when I got to college, I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. So,
it's just like school. It's just like school, right?
Yeah.
The more you study, the better grades you're going to have.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go into the same way that if you go into a gym with no routine, or you go into a test with no routine, guess what? You won't have the confidence to get the results that you want.
Yeah, you're gonna fail.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, you're gonna
same thing.
But also, so like outside of coaching, I really want to get into this question because it's crazy. I saw that you went viral. Overtime actually shared one of your posts. I mean, you're TikTok.
Yeah.
You're TikToking. You're doing these funny videos of like what's a basketball day in a life, and like like just like funny things that you bring up. Like, so how did this all start? And what was that moment when you went viral? You were like, am I gonna become an Instagram influencer? Like,
yeah. So let me see. So when everything got shut down because of COVID, I ended up like trying to find a way to stay engaged. So I talked a little bit about the videos that came after. What I really started doing was I realized that a lot of, because I coached really young players.
Yeah.
Like I coached teens, right? So it was between the ages of 12 and 13. I noticed everybody was on TikTok. So I just went on it. At that time, not a lot of people were on it.
Yeah.
Because the older generation kind of saw it as like it's this goofy thing.
Yeah.
I just started making a couple videos, just seeing stuff that I saw.
Yeah.
Like something would happen in the gym and I'm like, yo, this is funny. Let me just make a video.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really connected and the feedback has been crazy. So about the overtime, I had no idea that video went to overtime, right? So I just saw, so the video that went to that really blew up was the one where I was talking about how a lot of times, you know how when trainers do their demos, trainers do their demos, they don't really shoot it.
Yeah.
They actually go through the whole move and then they'll kind of like pump it into it or whatever. I was like, yo, this is funny. So let me just make a video. I just didn't think that it was able to connect with so many people. So it hit so many people and it blew up. And I remember being at the mall and my phone started blowing up. They're like, yo, you went to overtime. You went to overtime. I was like, what? I was like, so I look at my phone and I see that I'm on overtime and I was like, wow, like that is crazy.
That's wild.
So that moment really like opened up my eyes and I really embraced TikTok as a way to connect with my athletes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like love it. And I really think that eventually TikTok is going to be one of the ways that coaches are going to be able to connect with their players.
Social media.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And now you're looking at from where it started. Like I think I started with like a year and a half ago. I started with like I had like 120 between 120 to 300 followers, and now you're looking at like we're looking at 10K now.
Oh my God, that's
it's
crazy.
Nuts.
It's wild. That's crazy. That's it's just funny how like things would happen. Like well,
it's nuts.
Yeah.
And a lot of college coaches like reach out to me and tell me, yo, like that last one, yo, that is so relatable. It happened to me in practice last night, and things like that. So amazing, so amazing.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, these are all the questions I have for us on the sit down. Now I want to move to the other portion of the show where we shoot some free throws and I just ask you some things that are just outside of basketball so people get to know you a little bit more as well too.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Coach, we are on to the other part of our interview where I asked everyone 5 questions, sometimes 6, for the people counting out there. Just of questions of what you like, food and stuff like that. So people get to know you.
Yeah.
You take 5 shots from the free throw line, and we just ask you some questions like that.
Fine,
pretty easy. So every time I ask, you just take a shot, all right? So after I ask the question. So we're gonna start with favorite food.
Ooh, favorite food? That's a tough one because I'm vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
Favorite food? Damn, you really stumped me right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite food? Because I like my veggies a lot. Damn, I would say rice.
Rice?
I need to go with rice.
Okay. That's good. That's good. There it is. So, how has been the food here in Rhode Island? Have you liked it? Like pizza?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. We had a nice pizza the other day.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right. Second question. Favorite kind of music?
Ooh, favorite kind of music? Definitely hip hop.
Hip hop?
Definitely hip hop.
Any you kind of like favorite artists or anything? Or?
Oh, Drake.
Drake?
Yeah.
Drake's probably, I think, like one of my favorites as well. And then what about favorite NBA team?
Favorite NBA team? I gotta rep the Raptors.
Yeah.
And any team that LeBron is on.
I get that. I feel like I get that all the time from everyone.
Got to.
They give them their favorite team and then they say wherever LeBron,
Wherever LeBron is
goes.
at.
You guys, you're not a Jordan guy? Are you,
Jordan, you know what?
we're around the same age, so
Yeah. No, Jordan, I had an appreciation for just watching how he dominated like for a whole decade.
Yeah.
You know? So that's definitely something. But I just like me as a player, I kind of like more related a little bit to LeBron.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like the do it everything, rebound, pass,
Yeah, do everything.
shoot, right? Distributor of the basketball. I kind of like that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
And then now what about favorite place you traveled to so far?
Favorite place?
Yeah.
Are you talking about country or just state?
Anywhere, wherever you've been.
Wherever?
Yeah.
Oh, so I lived in Haiti for 5 years.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
That was
wow.
amazing. Like that was when I finished grade 6, I did my high school in Haiti.
Yeah.
And then went back to live in Montreal. But I would say favorite place, taking Haiti out of the equation. If I had to pick, I would pick Haiti. But definitely Phoenix. We went to Phoenix.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That's awesome. Oh, all right. Last question. Favorite thing to do outside of basketball and coaching and everything? What's the one thing that you like to do?
Watching film doesn't work. Watching basketball games doesn't count.
No, it's
No?
just outside of basketball.
Outside of basketball? Travel
Okay.
and watch movies.
All right. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie right now, I would have to say Coach Carter.
Coach Carter? That's
Coach
a great
Carter.
movie. Great movie. All right. Well, Coach, those are all the questions I have for you. Thanks so much for being on the show. It's been a lot of fun. This is awesome that we've been able to connect.
Oh.
It's crazy what social media can do, and just having conversations with people just makes everything happen.
Hey, I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Of course. I appreciate you too, Coach. How was that?
Hey,
Good?
yeah.
It's a good time?
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Have you done a podcast before? Or interviews or anything?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,